Texting and driving citations have increased dramatically statewide in recent years, but worse than a ticket is taking someone's life. We'll talk with a family whose daughter was killed by a driver texting.
We'll also hear from a local family impacted by multiple sclerosis and the important message they want people to hear.
I'm Trace Minarchuk.
And I'm Ron Hawkins. Welcome to Lake Area Beat. We're coming to you from White Bear Township, and this location is the final rest stop on the MS 150 bike route, which is coming up pretty quick.
I know, probably the next time that you're going to be here will be for the MS 150, won't it?
That's right, very true.
Yeah, and hopefully you'll have this kind of weather.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yeah,
a little cool for the final stretch.
Yes, and that final few miles coming into the finish line. So
into White Bear.
Very good.
Yes. We featured several people on the show living with MS who the team dedicates its ride to. Our next story features White Bear Lake police officer Casey Allen and her mother Debbie.
Debbie's MS has been tough on her and her family, and they've learned something very valuable on their journey. Here's their story.
You took care of me when I was crying and I had colic, and I guess, you know, we take care of each other. I take care of her now.
I would sit and I would watch people walk, and I would think, you know, it's so simple. I knew how to do that. I know how to do that, but my legs just won't move. It's very difficult to have to be able to walk and see and touch and then to lose it all. It's hard to deal with that. Like if you took a razor and you scraped your skin, it's that kind of a burn, but it's magnified. Sometimes it's so intense that I hold my breath.
The hardest thing besides my mom being in pain, which is horrible, and there's nothing really anybody can ever seem to do about it, is her not being able to rock my children to sleep and to play with them and run with them, and that's been hard.
Did Daddy bring you?
Yeah. And the things that really keep me going are my grandchildren.
Yes.
When I think of them, look at a picture of them, that's what makes me happy. He's a very good cook. I'm really lucky. He's been there for me for everything, and he's really good at both, being a husband and a caretaker. And I think that we have probably a deeper relationship.
For many years, my mom had falls, and I've learned to pick her up and put her upright, and make her feel better. And I can go into situations now and make people okay with not feel as. just cherish those moments, because you just don't know when it's gonna get worse, and you don't know what's gonna happen. And
I appreciate things more, and I think I'm just kinder to other people. And so that's a plus.
I'm grateful for Ron and what he's organized and what he does, and getting people out there and spreading the word, and he does.
When I first found out that it was dedicated to me, I was really touched by that, to think that there are people out there that are thinking of us and ever, putting forth an effort to try and raise money to find a cure for this.
This is my husband. How are you today? Did you have a good day at school? Good. Can you say hi? Say what's your name?
I'm Brian.
I love you.
Yeah.
It's got to feel like you're doing the right thing when you hear from them how grateful they are to the team.
Yeah, that was very nice what Casey and Debbie had said.
Yep, they're a nice family.
Coming up after the break, we'll talk with a couple dealing with the tragic loss of their daughter.
But first, here's an important message for teens and their parents.
Car crashes are the second leading cause of death among Minnesota teens. I'm Sergeant John Vetty, encouraging parents to talk to their kids during this dangerous driving season. May brings with it prom, Memorial Day, and upcoming high school graduations. More than 30 teens die on Minnesota roads every year. Their inexperience, immaturity, and risk-taking behavior naturally puts them at risk. Minnesota has implemented graduated driving laws to ease new drivers into full driving privileges, and it's up to parents to know what these laws are. You can find them through the Minnesota Office of Traffic Safety. For instance, did you know that while texting and driving is illegal in Minnesota, it's also illegal for teenagers under 18 with an instruction permit or provisional license to use a cell phone? You may be surprised to learn many other provisions for new drivers. The good news is the graduated driving law seems to be working. There's been a 30% reduction in fatal crashes among 15 to 17-year-olds. No officer wants to knock on a door in the night and tell a parent their child has been killed. For officers who've made those tough calls, it impacts them forever. Let's keep our kids and community safe. Talk to your kids and know the law. I'm John Vetty. I'll see you next time.
What is the least glamorous part of being a host?
Boy,
We don't have people.
we don't have people.
No
Yeah,
people.
no kidding.
No people.
Yeah.
We got spider webs on us and sitting on dirty spots and
Yeah.
standing out in the ice and getting cold. We don't have somebody with a warm jacket keeping us warm in between takes. We're just out there freezing.
Yeah,
We don't have people.
Welcome back. This April, more than 300 agencies cracked down on distracted drivers. Officers reported finding plenty of people eating and texting while driving.
Another guy was brushing his teeth while a 34-year-old man was making his NBA fantasy draft on his phone. Now, while these are so ridiculous, they're laughable, the truth is dozens of innocent people are killed every year in Minnesota by distracted drivers.
Megan Geltz was killed in 2016 by a driver texting, his car crushing the 22-year-old mother while she was stopped at an intersection. Her parents are speaking out, hoping to prevent another senseless death from happening to another family.
I need to do something to make my daughter's tragedy matter to other people. And I think she helps me get through those.
Tom Geltz has spent 30 years serving as a safety consultant, speaking to Fortune 500 companies about safety topics including distracted driving. But now his speeches include his family's own story.
For me personally, it's very frustrating. We, as safety consultants, we're out there trying to prevent these type of tragedies from occurring. Now, it's affected me personally.
On February 29, 2016, Wendy Geltz grew impatient, waiting for her 22-year-old daughter Megan to return home. And then she received the worst call a parent can get.
They just asked me if my daughter was Megan, and they told me she was involved in a very serious car accident, not just, and they wouldn't really give me any information. So when they just asked if we could make it down there quickly to Regions, and we pretty much dropped everything and left right away, and she was already gone at that point.
Megan, a certified nursing assistant and mother to 3-year-old daughter Paisley, was stopped at a crossroads when a 21-year-old man texting while driving hit and killed her.
The whole roof was removed.
Gone. It was just like buckled all the way back.
He was driving on this 2-lane highway when he veered into oncoming traffic, went into a ditch, and drove about 75 yards before launching into the air and landing on top of Megan's car, tipping it over.
There was no skid marks at all.
It took 3 seconds.
He proceeded to travel another 75 yards into nearby woods. Megan, who turned 22 just 10 days earlier, was 13 weeks pregnant.
She was the most energetic person in the family, always doing goofy things, and we would have dance parties with her daughter Paisley in the house, and very caring, adored her daughter. I mean, Paisley was everything to her.
According to the United States Department of Transportation, 660,000 drivers use cell phones every day. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say 8 people are killed each day by distracted drivers in the United States, while nearly 1,200 are injured. Tom believes a 3-prong approach is necessary for change, including education, enforcement, and stricter legislation. The man who killed their daughter was recently charged with a gross misdemeanor.
We need to rise up and do something about this before some of you are going to suffer the same fate.
The Geltzes say their home is very quiet without Megan and Paisley, who both lived at their home before Megan was killed. They hope by speaking publicly about her death, they can help save lives and spare another family the grief they deal with daily.
Paisley will never get to know her mother. And she was 3. She's only going to remember her with videos and pictures and what we share with her now. And I feel the most hurt for her.
Officer Isaac Tuma joins us to talk more about the topic. Officer Tuma, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So,
let's talk about distracted driving, texting and driving. What is the White Bear Lake Police doing about that?
Well, there's a statewide function that's going on right now, and so all of our officers are part of that. We also have an opportunity to go work overtime details just to enforce the rules for distracted driving.
And why do you think people aren't putting their phones down?
I think it's just everybody, when they have that time, a second in their day, everybody's so busy that they just will pick up their phone. They also, I don't have any factual evidence on it, but as far as like people feeling good when they see that somebody has texted them or called them or whatever it might be. And so I think it's just, it's not specifically for juveniles or adults, it's just everybody. It's a problem, and we're seeing it on the roads.
Well, that's what I was going to ask, I guess, is that is there any particular age group that you're seeing it? And it sounds like it's really kind of across the board.
Yep, I see a lot of adults texting all the time. I'll have elderly looking at maps and distracted, and the juveniles, often they're on their phone anyways, and so
When
to
you
be
say
off their
juveniles,
phones.
you're adolescents.
Yep, adolescents, yep.
Okay.
And I think with juveniles too, you get more kids in the car too, and they're distracted by their friends
Right.
or they're
Yep, and
talking
sometimes
about
that can be
something. And
just as big of a problem.
And you know, I guess what I've heard people say is, you know, if they're distracted, they're doing, you know, whatever while they're driving. Well, you know, it's not against the law. Texting is against the law, but, you know, brushing your teeth.
Right,
shaving
There's other laws out there. Just inattentive driving is against the law. That's a $126 ticket in Ramsey County, and that is up there. If you're not texting and you're still distracted, that would be breaking that law. So.
There's
Makes it illegal.
like I tell when we teach, you've taught DARE and
Yeah.
teach DARE, and when we talk to kids, we talk about all the things that goes into driving and all the things that you need to pay attention to.
Right.
So anything distracting from that, people can get a citation for.
Right, there's only so much that your brain can handle at one time, and when you're driving, it takes up a lot of your brain, if you will. And so, being distracted, it can affect a lot of different things, reaction time, and many other things.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to ask, you've worked in the schools as a school resource officer.
Yep.
Have you had conversations or maybe classes that you've gone into and talked to them about it? What kinds of things are they saying?
Yep, they would always have me, because I was a school resource officer, talk to kids about driving safely, and a lot of times I go into classes. And there's also a lot of things with the state that they give us. I have one of the bags right here, and this, if we do stop people, or even if we stop people when they're or in the school parking lot, when it's not a traffic stop, we can hand these out to people, and you're able to put your cell phone inside of it, and when it's enclosed inside of it, then it doesn't receive, you're not able to get text or anything. And so we push through things like that just to try to have them make safer decisions. We also have things for younger adults that we have giveaways as well. And so that's a resource that we can use.
So rewards, reminders, helpful things. And we tried these out.
Yeah.
Did you guys try these out?
I haven't tried it.
We've tried these out, and you put your phone in here and you close it up and you get nothing. It's nothing. But then the minute you take your phone out, you get all of the messages that you might have missed, you get all of the alerts, everything comes back as soon as it comes out of there. But I know somebody at work, it took like 30 seconds and they're like, come on, where's the message? But it does work, and it works, I think, really great.
Right, and things like that are a great idea. Even if it's a bracelet, anything to motivate somebody to set down their phone and not look at it when they're driving.
And so where could somebody find something like that?
AAA sponsors this. It's actually for a statewide function. And so we have them right now, but we don't have too many of them. So, but I'm sure you can find them online.
Okay. And there are other different devices. This is just one that we're giving out, but there are other things out there that you can do, in apps too that can kill a phone while your teenager is driving. So there's so many different things. It's just what's right for.
Right, yeah, and I think it's just making a point of just setting it aside and just resisting that temptation. I was going to mention earlier, you're talking about young people and distracted, and not even, you know, phones and that sort of thing, but when they have multiple people in their vehicle also, it's so easy to get focused in the social aspect of you know, driving and socializing with your friends.
And as a parent, I just encourage everybody to talk to their kids about that, because it has to be an open conversation, because otherwise it will be happening. And it's just scary to picture your kid and to be naive about what they're doing. And if you're a kid and you're making those decisions, you want to have all your friends with you, and you're not thinking about that. And so,
and you mentioned a little bit about the penalties, but they can get ticketed for distracted or texting, ticketed for inattentive, and the fine, I think, as high as...
Yeah, it's $50 to start out with, I believe, and then it can go up to $125 for multiple penalties, or distracted driving is $126, like I said, in Ramsey County. So, and that's just to try to push people to make safe decisions.
Yeah, and that's just Ramsey County. Fines may be different in different counties,
yeah,
right? Might be
different
higher.
cities, and different counties, and then different states. I mean, every county you go into is going to have different penalties.
So we want people to turn off their phones, turn off the volume, put it down. You don't need it.
We want people to be driving safe.
And focus. Well, thanks for being on the show, Officer
Thank you.
Tuma.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break. But when we return, a local company is making a global impact while still remembering its roots.
Since we first started the show, before knowing anything about TV production, what has surprised you the most?
Well, for me, I would say the little work that I need to do. I just assumed there would be a lot of legwork that I needed to do, and so it's been very refreshing that I feel like I don't have to do all that much work. Welcome back. In April, the White Bear Lake Police Department said goodbye to now retired Officer Eric Stannard. Eric was a semi-regular guest on the show, mostly talking about firearms training and active shooter scenarios.
Eric was with the department for 23 years and served as a patrol officer, firearms instructor, DARE officer, explorer advisor, and a Citizens Police Academy instructor. He also had a knack for remembering dates, something Chief Swanson says she'll miss. We want to thank him for his service and wish him the best. And yes, it was like a game for him, remembering dates.
Is that right? Oh my gosh.
He would remember everybody's birth date and everybody's hire date, and he just was a whiz for dates.
Oh my gosh.
So it was kind of like a circus game that we did. Hey, Eric, what date was this person hired on? So we'll miss that.
Yeah, well, I hope he has a great retirement. That's
Yep.
awesome.
Yep, congratulations.
Last Thanksgiving, some signs thanking the White Bear Lake Police Department began appearing around town, but no one knew where they were coming from.
It turns out a local company called Print for Change was making the signs, and after finding out more about the company, they're hoping to change a whole lot. Here's more on the difference they're making.
Kind of a crazy thing, but fun. You know, it's just a fun thing to give back to, and it's not all about us.
The need to give back seems a natural fit for this group.
Cool.
Working together collaboratively yet informally in a home office in Grant, this small team is making big hopes and big dreams come true.
Since 2009, we've
With husband and wife Jim and Pam Rickard running daily operations, Print for Change is a local company with a global cause. They donate 50% of their profits to the people of Haiti, and they believe in giving a hand up, not out, promoting sustainable change on a grassroots level.
As we've grown and we're getting deeper into these communities where we're working and serving, it's like we really want to be creating opportunities and jobs for these people so that it's giving them dignity. We're not just giving them free food.
Print for Change was started by White Bear Lake native Jeff Gasek in 2009, a way to help fund his nonprofit missions organization, Healing for Haiti. The nonprofit travels to Haiti, one of the poorest countries in the world, providing them with meals, clean water, and most of all, hope.
If it prints, we do it. And what's cool to say when you print with Print for Change is, hey, I was able to make a difference today.
Print for Change's business model relies on partnerships. In fact, their clients are their partners, and clients, including this group, travel often to Haiti, driven to make a difference.
You know, we're an hour and 20-minute flight from Miami, and so here's the richest country in the world, that close to one of the poorest countries in the world. And it's like, well, who is your neighbor? How do you take care of your neighbor? And it's a hard thing to turn your back on once you've seen it.
Rickard says despite Haiti's extreme poverty, they're very joyful people and very grateful for the organization, which has built a church, a commercial bakery, and has provided jobs.
Merci un peu is thank you very much. They will tell you that all the time.
The group says the trips are life-changing and inspires them to do more for people living on less than the cost of a cup of coffee.
Having that kind of a perspective, having the perspective that Haiti has given me is, you can't put a price on that.
Make sure to check out their website if you have printing needs. And the video of Haiti included in that story was shot and edited by one of the guys in that story who's also a client.
We had Jim Rickard on the show last winter when we were out on White Bear Lake. Remember
Freezing.
that?
Yes, I remember that. It was very cold. He was a very good sport for being out there in the freezing cold. And thank you guys for the signs and whoever put those out. Those were nice signs.
Yes, we'll get them out more.
Yep. Thanks for watching. I'm Tracy Minarchek.
And I'm Ron Hawkins. We'll see you next time.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, what's up?
How's it going, Ron?
What are you doing here?
My hands are cold, sorry.
I appreciate them letting me kind of crash the set of your show.
Oh,
I had a presentation to give to Ron Hawkins here.
Nice.
My charity Special Teams Charities, which Ron has done a lot of work for, has something we're giving out called a Golden Award. Golden Heart Award, excuse me, and we're really stingy when it comes to these. We've only given a few out. It's a pretty big deal to us. And we've got more inquiries about why hasn't Ron Hawkins been given one of these. So probably more so than anyone else. Officer Toomey, excuse me, was one of our recipients as well. So I just wanted to present this to you, Ron. And I have a little note on the back, but just wanted to thank you for all the charity work that you've done for our charity and that you've done for the city of White Bear Lake. A lot of people might not know everything Ron does because he doesn't necessarily wear it on his sleeve, but this guy has given more tours of the fire department than I have ever seen. Things with the Polar Plunge, MS-150, and he's been a part of a lot of things that we do. And I can't imagine too many people are more deserving than this. So.
Well, thanks, Jeff. Wow, what a
Thank you.
surprise.
Very
That's
nice.
really cool. I
Thanks
really
so much.
appreciate that. Thanks. He's not a huggy kind of guy, I guess.
Let's just shake hands. Thanks.
All right,
Appreciate
well,
it. Thank you guys again.
You bet. I love snack. I'm looking forward to it. I can't say snacks, apparently.
I had these batteries in my pocket.
Oh no. Was it the phone, Samsung, whatever that one is, that explodes? We had that the other day. It exploded in somebody's apartment. Started a fire.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Be a good boy.
Oh, hey there, buddy.
Hey. You want to see who's here? People are here.
Lambeau, like Lambeau Field, Green Bay Packers.
No, it's like Lamborghini.
Little sign outside.
Yes, yes.
It's like Lamborghini, like the car.
Oh.
Yeah.
It is. It's not spelled that way.
I'm a car guy, so that
That's what he
really
wanted.
is true.
Lambeau.
Lambo, like Rambo.
It is not. It is not.
I think my contact's about to fall out.
Want me to throw it again? Grab it. Grab it. Grab it. All right. You don't want to play? You don't want to play?